this. Also, when I went through my voices, I completely... Bad done... Bad... Oh! Badger. I have 3 letters each for a thing here. And I read bad done and bad THR. I was like, what do you mean by bad in Badger? I even have 1 for now. If you're all wondering what those 3... I think it's meant to sound this weird. Fuck, that was kinda loud. But yeah, what those 3 buttons does is bringing up specific messages in their chat. I don't have to be in anyone's stream, and I can press those buttons and shit will pop up. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing bad. For example, in Now's chat, I have a button to start the throne message, the exclamation mark throne, to show off her throne. I have the same thing for Badger for when he had his birthday, basically, because I was playing around while that was it. I think I was tired as well. I think I basically played some Repo with them, but I also was tired. So I decided, like, I'm gonna just play around a bit here, and I did that. I also had for his donations as well. So if anyone goes to Now's chat, I basically press this button and it's just gonna pop up. I'm gonna do that sometime when she's live and she's gonna be questioned. Like, what the fuck just happened? Because I'm not gonna be in chat. I'm not gonna be there. It just sends to them. Yeah, it finds their own. The squirrel finds their own. What did I read? What did I read before? What do you imagine when you hear the word workaholic? Surely nothing positive, yes. Thus he said, say even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Therefore, being a workaholic is not necessarily a bad thing. Dearest friend. So basically, they do know each other. We already knew that the Courting Duke was one of us, but this is basically telling, like, yeah, I knew him, I know him. Yeah, workaholic it says like it might not be a bad thing, but in the sense of him trying to like remove his past trauma, sure, fair. Trying to drown himself in something else rather than like remembering stuff like that. Otherwise, not really. Wait, hold on, there we go. Automatic. I tried to find the button, I completely forgot. Yeah, that is fair, to be honest. That I know we're still in this thing, but that shit, and yeah, I as you can see, I have some shit here. All this acting like a proper lady is too much effort and way too boring. I don't know if that is him just saying, me speaking like this is just annoying, let me just go directly to the point. Or if that is basically like, is Posh the Quartering Duke? Yeah. Sorry, my brain stopped while reading stream. I was like, how the fuck do you know I'm streaming? My brain went like, stream what? But like, oh, daily stream. Like, oh, okay, you mean like how it flows. Got it. That kind of tripped me off a bit. We proceed down the hidden passageway in pursuit of workaholic. As we do, I noticed a clear change in our surrounding. We went from darker to brighter. Simple as got a fork.
社畜探偵はここの OB だ。隠し通路の開閉くらい造作もないんだろうね。
Oh, secret passage.
この通路を使ったのかもしれないね。罠に気をつけながら先へ進もう。
You proceed with caution down this new route that appears to at the end of the passage when the white SPX emerged from. I then realized that I've naturally taken up leading the group.
なぜ庶民であるあなたが先頭なんですの？本来でしたらリーダーである私が立つべきですのに。
そのリーダーちゃんは俺たちにこれまで何をもたらしてくれたのかな。渋谷ちゃんのトリックを暴いたのも、社畜探偵を追い込んだのも無能くんじゃないか。
Are we tiny? Is he speaking about us or her?
それは
そんなことどうでもいいって。罠があるかもしれないし、周囲に気を配ろうよ。
A step between portion of Renegade, interrupting their discussion. Our group can't rest for a second without arguing. If only Workaholic were here to mediate. The thought of this estrangement makes me sigh. Including senior detective. There were 14 Detective Alliance members here. Now we're at 8. We fell down to nearly half. Give me a moment. Sorry, I just thought I felt something on my toe. Like a strain or something, but nope.
随分と探偵らしい顔になったな。やはり試練は人を強くしてくれるようだ。
Sorry. Is it? Oh, it is hitting something. Give me a moment. I was about to say, like, feels like a chair is hitting something. You know what? Well, this is actually plugged in. I'm just gonna. There we go. Shorts this thing. I can't wait for him to basically snap at Renegade because I have seen that little screenshot and he looked murderous. Not Renegade, but us. I really want to see that now. I want to see what basically makes him like go all the way over to like the edge. Because I'm kind of far up. Give me a moment. There we go. And almost see the goals. We only have like a few goals there, but just because. Despite having already shared my story, the others I grow wide at the extraordinary sight.
すごいね。まるで何かの遺跡みたいだ。
この壁に土臭い空気。我が修行していた洞窟を思い出すのである。
この壁、ここ数十年で作られたものではありませんね。詳しく調べてみなければわかりませんが、
Jesus, 100 years
少なくと
old?
も100年以上は前に作られた通路だと思います。
They built secret tunnels over secret tunnels?
100年以上も昔にどうしてこんな地下通路が作られたっていうの？
カルデラ信仰ですかと。
少女は自らが過去に書籍で学んだ知識を口にした。
Perhaps. I don't know what a Caldera religion is, really.
カルデラ信仰何なのそれ。
はあ、本当に無知ですね。私たちのいる場所は周囲が山に覆われているでしょう。
Yeah.
あれはこの島自体が巨大な火山の噴火跡だからです。噴火が起こるとまるで隕石でも落下したみたいに
Okay, that's what made the ring basically of this island.
その構造をカルデラと呼ぶのですよ。
Oh.
面倒見のいい少女は
Okay.
情けない無能探
Okay.
偵に
Like, for me, like, Caldera religion meant like a specific religion involving the Caldera thing, but what she meant by that is basically like volcanic aftermath religion.
言われてみれば、
Oh.
この島で目覚めた時、波の音は聞こえたけど海は見えなかったよ。それは周囲が壁に囲まれたような状態だったからなんだね。あれ、でも僕らのいた洋館は中央の山に建てられていたよね。火山の噴火跡なのに中央に山ができるなんて
Well,
おかしく
if
ない
it is dormant, then it's not that strange, I guess.
実はあの山も火山らしいわよ。それもほんの数十年前に噴火したばかりのね。
そんな危険な場
That's
所に立ってたんです
worrisome.
か？それに火山の中にまた火山ができるなんて。
カルデラの中でもう一度噴火が起きた。世にも珍しい二重カルデラね。世界中を旅したことがあるけど、さすがの私もまだ人生で2度目だわ。こういった島では地熱でいろんなものを調理できて、グルメ的にも嬉しい島なのよ。この迷宮にも調理できる場所がないかしら。
Now I'm also kind of curious of trying to test cook with
年
shit
中
like
腹
that.
ペコおばさんの話は置いておいて、この島のような噴火の後に生まれるカルデラ構造は多くの場所
Okay.
で信仰の対象となっています。特にこの島はカルデラが二重にある極めて珍しい島。過去の住人が神の住む場所と信じ、遺跡を作るのも自然な流れなのでしょう。
国から弾圧を受けた宗教の信者が無人の島に流れ着いて村を起こすという話は珍しくない。もしかしたらこの遺跡はもともとこの島に住んでいた人たちにとって神聖な遺跡であると同時に
Perhaps. I don't know. I don't really care what he says.
隠れ家だったのかもしれない。
I'm so annoyed by him because it's technically his fault
有
in a
事の
sense that Rowdy died. Technically, from his perspective, not, because it might be a better for Dolful here to be there because they can actually sense danger. But I'm still annoyed by him for even trying that. Because he knew.
ちょっとあなた
Just
た
didn't
ち
say anything.
何をのんきにおしゃべりしていますの？これだから庶民は嫌なのですわ。
家族さん、そんなにガンガン前に進まない方がいいんじゃ。ほら、洋館の時みたいに罠があるかもしれないし。
このような安っぽい迷宮の罠など、私の高貴な頭脳にかかればお茶の子そいやそいやですわ。
I'm pretty sure. Didn't we save her from a trap once?
捕まえますわよ。私についていらっしゃい。
Oh wait, didn't we do that with the SPX before? I tried to stop her, but she runs ahead into the passageway alone, disappearing around a bend. This maze isn't easy to traverse as she thinks. But just as I'm about to shout this out to her,
いやー、なんでこいつがおりますの？
I think she found one of the SPX. Did we forget to warn them about those? Something tells me we did. Pretty certain we at least found 3 of them down here. Minimum of 2 at least. Posh, desperate, panicked cry reverberates throughout the labyrinth. She then shoots out from the corner she had just disappeared behind. Yep, there it is. Behind her is a white SPX. The SPX press forward with a mechanical whir. Before my brain can process anything, I shout out a command.
科学君、音声の解析をお願い。
任せてください。よし、読み解けました。今回のヒント、この橋渡るべからずです。
どこかで聞き覚えのあるフレーズね。
I have no idea what that means.
童話の一休さんで橋を橋と捉えたエピソードがモチーフですね。中央の穴なら平気だという意味でしょう。少女は一瞬で読み解いた。
I love that we have some people that is like either in our allies completely, so they're just like, okay, I understand what you want to do. I'm gonna explain this. Or just that they actually listen to us.
了解よ。今回も私の自慢のナイフで美味しくいただいちゃうわ。
待って、美食さん。危険な気配を感じる。あの SPX もきっと何か凶器を持っているはずだよ。武装さん、僕が家族さんに代わっておとりになるから、その隙に足止めをお願いできるかな。
合点承知である。
飛脚さん、何をするおつもりですの？家族さんはそのまま走って武装さんの後ろへ。こっちだよ、パンカツくん。
Dolphin tosses pebbles as SPX, running sideways as he waves at it. The SPX then appears to switch target from Posh, swirling around to chase after Dolphin. The SPX bears down relentlessly on Dolphin. Aiming for its unprotected flank, Armor tackles the SPX with all its might. Fair enough. He then pushes it all the way to the wall, pinning it in his grasp.
捕まえたぞ。
脅威の気配が消えた。今のうちに美食さん。
はい、お粗末様でした。
Gourmet closes the gap in a flash, sliding next to the SPX and sticking her knife into the central hole on its exterior. The SPX resistance steadily wanes. Just like back in dungeon, its inner electric equilibrium must have been severed. Armor doesn't release his hold until the SPX stops twitching. He finally lets go and steps away from the machine.
やった、すごいですよ皆さん。
無能さんがすぐに指示を出してくれたおかげですよ。あのおかげで僕は迷わずに音声の解析を始められました。
Well, to be fair, that was basically because we learned that from the other one. I'm pretty certain if they actually would have thought together, they would have understood that very quickly. Especially like Techie. Techie is saying, okay, I'm analyzed and the wave pattern, whatever. And then Book basically understood what it meant.
いや、そんな。僕も必死だっただけで。
I was freaking out too. Yeah, fair enough. I think everyone was.
とっさに最適な指示を出せるのは良いリーダーの資質がある証拠ね。それに科学ちゃんが迷わず指示に従ったのはそれだけ無能ちゃんを信頼している証でもあるわ。今までの積み重ねがあってこその結果よ。素直に自分を褒めてあげなさい。
I'm sorry, but her outfit is ridiculous after a while.
僕も無能君には何度も助けられて心から感謝してるんだから。
It looks like it defies gravity just because of like how tight the clothing sits.
あまりにも指示が正確すぎて未来が見えているんじゃないかって思っちゃうくらいだよ。
The funny part is we didn't predict the future this time. Obviously, I'm not going to admit his hunch is the truth. So instead I give him the only thing I can, a strained laugh. Well, it's not like that. We didn't actually predict the future this time. This was just like what happened.
私
庶民とのリーダーシップの差が浮き彫りとなったわけだけど、どうお考えだい？
お黙りなさい。
He really needs to learn to be quiet. I really don't like him at all.
どう飛躍くん、部屋に異常はなさそうかな。
うん、大丈夫。この部屋は安全そうだよ。みんなも入ってきて。でも残念なことに行き止まりだね。また別の道を探さないと。
After exiting the intricate passageway, we find ourselves in a closed-off square room. It's identical to the one I was in before, making my way back to the dungeon half a day ago, save for one significant change.
おかしいな。以前に僕がこの部屋に来た時には四方に通路が開いていたんだけど。
全く同じ見た目の部屋がいくつもあるのかもしれないね。来た証拠に壁のどこかにマークをつけておこうか。
Let me guess, it's armor that's gonna do that.
よーし、我がここに大きく探偵同盟の紋章を。無能殿、こちらへ来てはもらえないか。
It's a good idea, but I managed to find something instead. There are strange characters engraved in the wall near armor.
見たことない文字ね。どこの言語かしら。
私の知る限り、世界中のどの言語、どの時代の文字にも当てはまりません。
文学さんの知識量でも読み解けないということは、オリジナルの言語である可能性が高そうですね。もしかしたら
Probably a
暗号
cipher
文か
then,
もしれませんよ。
like a secret code or something.
どうしてこんなところに暗号が。
さすがは庶民。あまりにも鈍いですわね。無能さん、あなたが前にこの部屋を訪れた際は四方に道が続いていたのでしょ？
ええ、そうですよ。だから通るときにはどこの通路から行けばいいのかわからなくて困りました。
見てごらんなさい。よく見ると四方の壁にうっすらと切れ込みが入っているのがわかりますわ。おそらくあの切れ込みは壁が動作することを示すもの。何らかのアクションを起こすことで無能さんが見たとい
Fair
う
enough.
通路は
Wouldn't
開
surprise
通
me
す
if
る
that's
ので
just a
しょう。
thing, actually.
そして武装さんが見つけた暗号こそが開通の鍵に違いありませんわ。先へ進む。
なるほど。ますます映画に出てくる迷宮みたいですね。
Yeah, a bit. This is very intricate, especially with like how old this is. Porsche's theory maybe just be right on the mark. Workaholic was in a league with whoever confined me in the dungeon as well as this labyrinth all those years ago. You know how to work the hidden passages here. We sealed the way behind him to shake us off. That explains why the room looks different this time.
きっと通路が閉じられたのは社畜さんの仕業です。彼の後を追うためにも早く仕掛けを解かないと。
私にお任せなさい。この程度の暗号、ピンカートン家の名にかけて鮮やかに解いてみせますわ。
面白くなってきたね。
To be honest, I first thought he was about to say, "Oh, I've sold it already." Can't pursue Workaholic unless we solve the cipher. We've got to figure it out somehow.
四角形で囲まれているってことは、これでひとまとまりってことだよね。
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. Because I can basically see like cross whatever it is, dent, cross with a T, and dent with like the half P, cross with a W something, and 13, dent up and dent down, cross with a K, K with a downwards dent, cross with a 3. There at least is a pattern to this. I just can't understand the pattern. you can see that some of these are like used over and over in certain of them. Sorry, I'm just scratching my eyes a bit. Even though they kind of look a bit different. Like, for example, the dent, which has like a longer end and a shorter end.
妙って。
これはおそらく独自のルールを持つ架空の言語。でもそのルールが今一つ見えてこないんだよ。
If you could hear that, that was my phone. I just turned it on and just in case.
一部に共通点は確認できます。ですが、共通点を持つ部分が文字の上だったり下だったり、とにかく不規則なんです。と、少女は苦々しげに。
Well, there is a certain pattern. It's just don't know what the pattern is because, as I said, some of them share the same symbol.
やっぱり文学さんの記憶力でもそう感じるんだね。僕もざっと共通点を探ってみたんだけど、あまりにも不規則すぎるんだ。
家族探偵がズバッと解決してくだされば話は早いんですがね。と、少女は皮肉っぽく笑う。
Fair enough, she did say she was going to do that.
家族さんはもちろんだけど、僕たち全員で挑めばこれくらいの暗号はきっと解けるさ。
Several hours later, Jesus Christ, I'm just gonna actually put some socks on. I don't have any socks on right now, mostly because it was kind of warm before, but I don't know. I kind of feel like the warmth of socks right now, just gonna feel nice, so I want socks. It is windy outside and cloudy. No rain though. There probably have been rain while I've been working on the day. But it hasn't been any rain while I was going home and to work. I was gonna see if I can figure out how to deal with camera stuff on Saturday, because if I'm actually gonna bake a cake or something, I don't have a camera for that. And if I have a camera for that, which is quote unquote my phone, I won't have a chat. I'm not gonna lie, I had an idea. My first idea was to actually get like a action cam, but fucking 2,000 to 3,000 and they might not work. I had another idea. Getting a security camera. A wireless security camera for about 250 Swedish kronor. That might actually work. I'm uncertain, but that might actually work. And it's better than doing it for like 2,500. We're still studying the cipher on the wall. Each of us tried to deduce the rules of a script. We still don't have even the slightest clue. Things have been on the move non-stop since around this morning. Oh, sorry. Oof. And everybody is exhausted. I'm a bit tired because I was playing some D&D yesterday in the evening. I think I'm just gonna chill after this. Probably make some supper. Should I? No, I'm too fucking lazy today. Like, especially after work some days when I'm like really tired. Especially like those days I actually like play D&D because I'm doing it too late. I'm like too goddamn lazy to actually like fix some things. So I think I might just get one of the like minced meat pies with me tomorrow to work and eat that. I have more or less fixed food for tomorrow, but I just need some pasta. Is simple to make. You know what? I'm just gonna make pasta later. I already made the sausage yesterday. And while I do that, I can probably fix some. Oh, the volcano is being active. Dungeon was chilly, but this underground labyrinth is strangely humid. Maybe there's a heater on somewhere. But mate, they said this place is about 100 years old. There's not just a heater here. It's probably a bloody volcano.
ピンカートン家の末裔である私がこの程度の暗号で。
Only Posh managed to still maintain her composure. She's been glaring at the cipher in this heat for hours without even wiping sweat from her brow.
そろそろ休憩にしませんか？先ほどから汗がすごいですよ。
よ 余計なお世話ですわ。私はこの暗号を解くったら解くのです。
無理してひたむきに頑張るその顔そそるな。でも悪いけど俺は休ませてもらうよ。寿命を縮
Well,
め
I'm
たく
gonna
はない
take some years of your life. I said I don't like this guy. As the renegade sits on the floor, all the other detectives, aside from Posh, follow suit, looking completely and utterly spent. Posh throws in consternation, Jesus, at everyone else's behavior. Refusing to take a seat, she continues to staring at the cipher.
勝手になさい。私には庶民と違って成し遂げたい野望があるのですわ。このようなところでつまずいていられるものですか。私は必ず生きて帰らねばならないのですから。
非効率おばさんと少女は皮肉の言葉を
With more than a hint.
そんなこと言っちゃダメだよ。家族さんはただ一生懸命なだけなんだから。
I shut down Bookworm's comment and move her far away from Posh, so that her voice is out of earshot.
無能探偵は甘すぎです。あんな自己中のおばさんにはガツンと一発かまさないといけませんよ。
Hefting her weapon of choice, yeah, big ass
少女
book.
はお箱の武器を構えている。
We already know what damage that can make, and that was actually a good one.
かましちゃダメ。それに本を武器みたいに構えるのもダメ。そもそも本は人を叩くのに使っちゃダメだよ。
ダメダメ、大人は何でもダメダメ。ダメダメダメダメダメダメダメダメというわけですね。と少女は今時の子供にはわからないネタを口にした。それにしてもなぜあそこまでプライドを優先するのでしょうか。理解に苦しみます。
I have no idea, perhaps. It's as that there wasn't like Renegade said, like she used to be a big shot, but now then she wasn't, and then somehow they got back up. I think she's just trying to like keep them back up so they don't fall down again. She has a good point. I've been wondering the same. Posh the Manor makes it clear she comes from a prestigious lineage. Why then would she willingly choose to expose herself to the dangers of being a detective? It doesn't make any sense.
お姉さんが知っていることだけでも内緒で教えてあげましょうか。
Gormit draws close to Bookworm as she makes her offer. We both nod so Posh won't overhear, after which Gormit begins speaking, her eyes distant.
二人はピンカートン探偵社については知ってる？
Nope.
実は本や映画でたまに名前を聞くくらいでよく知りません。
少女は深い深いため息をついた。そして
I love that we are being the most normal of people here. It's like, I've seen, I've probably heard some. Okay, let me go into the... Jesus. Oh, they were the detective agencies.
アラン・ピンカートンが設立した世界中でも特に名高い探偵社です。大統領の身辺警護からスパイの摘発、政府と敵対する組織への諜報活動から犯罪者の追跡まで、彼らの功績は挙げればキリがありません。
Alright, fair
大統
enough.
領からも信頼されるなんてすごい組織だね。家族さんが誇る
Well, they did say something happened, so...
ええ。ですがその功績は国家の命令で民衆に紛れ込み、不穏な動きを見せた者を冷酷に追い込んだ結果でもあります。
Oh, so it weren't real accomplishments,
その
basically
イメー
just...
ジから創作では敵役として扱われることも少なくありません。当時の人々にとって
Oh,
恐
fair
怖の
enough,
対象として
actually.
のイメージが根強いということです。良くも悪くも探偵という職のイメージを決定づけた歴史的な会社。 それがピンカートン探偵社と言えるでしょう。
ええ、その通りよ。ピンカートン社は探偵の歴史を語る上で避けては通れない存在
Okay,
だけ
and we
ど
know that at least.
それももう昔の話なの。ピンカートン探偵社の名声は徐々に忘れ去られて、今では別の会社に買収され、警備事業が主となっているわ。
え、そうなんですか？それだけ有名な探偵会社でも落ちぶれるものなんですね。
Yeah, they're basically doing that now.
近代化が
Most of
進
them
む
are
につれ
dead.
諜報活動は法律で禁じられ、警察組織も充実しましたから、民衆に忌避されるピンカートン社とは縁を切りたかったのでしょうね。一説ではかの FBI はピンカートン探偵社を参考に作られたと言われています。
Uh-huh.
国家のために尽力し評価もされたのに縁を切られるとは皮肉ですよねと、少女はかつての英雄の顛末に同情しつつ語った。
私はピンカートンが英雄か悪かなんて議論するつもりはないわ。でも彼らが数多くの
So
犯
I
罪を
guess
解決
Posh
したのは
wants to do
紛れもない
it for
事実。
real,
その事実すら
getting away
忘
from
れ去られてい
trash. I
く
think it
なん
was the
て
bag for my
残酷
lamp.
よね。
I got myself a little
家族
cozy
ちゃんは
lamp.
幼い頃から昔の偉業
I
を
don't know if
聞かされ
anyone
て
have
き
seen
た
those,
と
but
いう
it's one of
が、
those
その悲しみ
camping
は計り
lamps
知れ
which
ない
has a
わ。
lamp, a warning, well, an SOS lamp. I'm not joking, it's actually blinking
彼女は
SOS.
ピンカートン
But
家の
also
再
one
建
of
の
those
ためにわ
LED
ざわざ日本の地で探偵会社を立
strings,
ち上げて
basically.
懸
It's
命
actually
に
really
探偵事
cozy.
業を続けているの。明けぬ夜事件が起きて以降、年々犯罪率が上がり続けるこの国こそ探偵が最も求められていると信じてね。探偵序列5位という実績は伊達じゃないわ。偉大なピンカートン家の名を背負って誰よりも必死にあがいてきた努力の子、それが家族ちゃんなのよ。
Okay, so she's just basically working hard.
それ
Working
は
hard.
生き残るために必死になるのも当然ですねと、少女は先ほど自らが口にした軽口を後悔する。
自分が死んだら一族最高の夢も途絶えるんだもんね。
Well, that does explain why she's basically said, I need to get out alive. Sorry, I was supposed to read this as well. I was reading my head. Staring at her from this angle somehow remind of Workaholic after he revealed his true colors. He was even known as Diabolic Detective before. What could have driven him to bloody his hands as a killer once again? He hasn't told us why yet. But it seems like he's grappling with a heavy weight on his own. Like Posh, there must be something he seeks to accomplish, even the means of committing murder. The pride of a distinguished family. What is it like bearing the responsibility of an entire organization like that? Right now, I don't have any grand convictions or resolutions. There's no way I could ever be like Posh. But there is something even I can do.
事情は分かったんですが、彼女、社長にしてはポンコツすぎませんかと、少女は率直な疑問を口にした。
普段は彼女を慕う社員たちと共に推理を行っているというから、一人では本領を
Yeah,
発揮でき
fair
な
enough.
いのかもし
I
れない。
guess she's used to the whole leading thing. That when she's not a leader and a follower, it kind of gets out of like out of the loop.
無能ちゃん
Oh shit! I pressed just to be able to stop the automatic. What did I say here? I rush over to Posh, unable to take it anymore. My sudden approach startled Posh. He blinks at me with a look of astonishment.
何の用ですの？私は高貴な身、庶民の手など借りませんわ。他の皆さんと一緒に休んでいなさい。
高貴な身だからこそ庶民を使うべきだと思いますよ。
I love how somehow we managed to like make people do their thing
上
better
流階級
somehow.
の方は庶民を導く存在じゃないですか。一人で解けない謎があるならリーダーとして僕に推理をするよう命じればいいんですよ。
Posh tilts her head in a befuddlement.
つまりどういうことですの？
つまり誰かに手伝ってもらってもピンカートン家の名は汚れない。いやむしろ誰かに手伝わせてこそピンカートン家ということです。
なるほど、なるほど。
Fair enough, I guess. Posh looks unsure, her head still tilted to one side. After a moment, she smacks her hand with a sense of determination, flashing her usual prideful smile.
そうですわね。あなたの言う通りですわ。私としたことが庶民に役割を与えないだなんてピンカートン家失格でしたわ。無能さん、私の命令に従ってしっかりと謎を解くんですのよ。
Posh's laughter echoes loudly across the room. Suffice to say, she's back to her normal self.
調子が良すぎませんか？
Yeah, a bit too satisfied about it, but hey, if it works, it works.
落ち込むのも早いけど立ち直るのはもっと早い。これが家族ちゃんの強みよ。さあ私たちもそろそろ推理に戻りましょうか。こんな暗号で足止めを食ってなどいられないものね。
How many several hours later after this then? Is it a phone? An odd jingle awakens me with a jolt. Oh, we managed to fall asleep. Once my mind is fully booted up, I see the cipher room we arrived in last night. My D-pad says it's 7 AM. That melody must have been set to play so we don't lose track of time. I've been underground for several days now. It's nice to have something that keeps my body rhythm from getting askew.
おはよう、ワト君。昨日は遅くまで随分と頑張っていたみたいだね。
ああ、そうか。僕らは暗号とにらめっこしている間に寝落ちして。
I vaguely recall where we left off. We seemed to be getting closer but couldn't quite hit on a solution. As I started to help out Posh, the others finished resting up and joined in. We then spent most of the night discussing the cipher. Bookworm found some partial irregularities, but they didn't apply to the entire text. We have yet to piece all things together. Even Holmes has been racking her brain about this, saying she's never seen anything like it.
おはよう、無能君。ごめんね。僕も眠っちゃっていたみたいで。
自称リーダーさんも寝ているし、ノーカウントで良いでしょう。と、少女は庶民的に眠る家族探偵を指さして言った。スピースピー。
That was adorable as hell. Posh sits on the ground, her face turned towards the cipher as though she's trying to read it in her sleep. When she's passed out, she still has her head in the game. It's about dedication. A laugh escapes my mouth at the sight of it.
よっぽど疲れているみたいだし、しばらく寝かせてあげようよ。
そうだね。家族さんが眠っている間に暗号を解いてびっくりしてもらおうか。
すべては偉大なるピンカートン家のために。と、少女は皮肉っぽく笑っていった。
Damn, they've taken a really long time to do a deal of cipher. Like, sure, I would probably not understand it either. I did not when I watched it. But that is also because I don't really know what I'm trying to really get. I'm trying to really like get a number code, letters, an arrow pointing towards something. I don't know. Resume working on the cipher, chatting away as we go. And while we do,
ほら、ちゃんとケーキは2人で半分こにしなさい。
I was about to say she's eating in her sleep, but technically she is. She's eating cake.
上流階級なんだったらケーキくらい一人一つずつあげてくださいよ。
文学さん素が出てるよ。
ケーキを半分こか。ピンカートン家の苦労が忍ばれるね。
そもそも
Let me guess, the splitting part might just actually be a clue. Suddenly I noticed something.
あれ、なんとなくこの文字を四角ごとに考えていたけど、本当にその区切りで合ってるのかな。
どういう意味？それ以外に区切りはないかと思うけど。
なるほど。文字を半分こにするんですね。と、少女は無能探偵の発想を
Might work, they are
順
technically
に
like
表
in
している。
pairs. Which means that something might happen there. The worm picks up a pebble and scratches lines across his characters on the wall. I think it might be that you have to like write. There might be numbers. Think it like this. No, that might not work. It might work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, I don't know actually. I'm good with patterns sometimes, but this pattern is kind of odd. The line looks like thresholds, partitioning the boxes down the middle. The divisions are too neat for it to be a simple coincidence.
はあ、確かにどの文字も中心で半分に分けられるものばかりだ。
うん。つい先入観でこの四角形にとらわれすぎていただけで、一つの四角形に二文字ずつ入っていたんじゃないかな。
なるほど。だから一部には法則性が見られていたんだね。そこに気づければもっと早く解けたかもしれないのに。
Fair enough, but we solved it thanks to a cake eating person.
この状態なら法則性を見つけるのも簡単そうです。早速取り掛かりましょう。
Yeah, Bookworm is probably really good at this
少女は
now.
暗号
And less than an hour later. Oh, wow, that was much faster now.
頭と尾の四角を押さえよ。つまりこの始めと終わりの四角形を同時に押し込め
Okay, so
ば
characters are basically characters as in letters, but letters I can't read. She presses her fingers on the boxes at the end of the writing wall. That's the writing upon the wall, upon which the surrounding changes. I didn't fully read that, I managed to press my button. The walls shift, revealing several new passages. Looks like she had the right idea. After spending so much time deciphering this, the group can... Keyword? What keyword did I manage to find? What keyword? Hold on. What keyword did I just find? Oh, maze cipher. After spending so much time deciphering this, the group can't resist high-fiving one another.
どうしましたの今の音は。敵襲ですの。
Posh, who had been asleep until now, leaps up, her eyes darting around the room. It's safe to assume she has no idea that she helped us decode the cipher by sleep talking.
おはよう家族さん。
I will say sleep eating,
あなた
she
のお
was
かげで
craving
暗号が解
cake.
けましたよ。
私のおかげで。
I do wonder that what if that's why she's so good when she makes people follow her. That she basically is like, I have no idea. I managed to fall asleep, and somehow her like sleeping brain managed to like figure shit out without even thinking. We all burst out laughing as she stares agape at the newly opened passage. Her head cooked in bewilderment. Wow, afternoon. Jesus, we've been down here for like days. We leave the cipher room and continue on our way. But the nearly identical passage just keeps going on, with no end in sight. On top of that, something that's been nagging at the back of my mind is starting to become a central issue.
武装さんまだミスはあるかな。
なあ、このペースならあと1日は持ちそうなのである。
逆に言えばあと1日しか持たないというわけね。この暑さの中。
Yeah, but it is actually warm down there. That's gonna become worse because I know like you can survive a certain amount of food and a certain amount like without water as well. But depending on like how much warm it is, you probably need water much quicker than you would need otherwise. The heat is definitely plaguing us here. It was present from the beginning and is only steadily growing worse. It's like being in a volcanic rock sauna. We've been strict with how we ration our water, but now even that once hefty supply is under threat. At this rate, it's the temperature and not the courting dew that is going to kill us all.
おそらくこの暑さは溶岩の地熱によるもの。この一帯を抜ければ楽になるはずです。
だけどもう数時間も同じところをぐるぐる回っているよね。ほら、さっき見た印が見えてきた。一体どうしようね。
Renegade Detective is right. This is the umpteenth time we passed through here. We've tried every fork in every path, but each of them has been a dead
地
end.
下牢に研究棟のエレベーターの鍵があったよね。方位的には研究棟の方に向かっていると見るのがいいんじゃないかな。
確かにその通りですが、私の記憶では研究棟方面へと向かう通路は壁に塞がれていて、
Well, there must be some sort of passageway. The funny part is like this place is over 100 years old, but somehow there's a passage and sometimes it's not.
通路も行き止まりか。
Also the lamps.
文学さん、左手法の他に迷路の攻略法に覚えはないんだよね。
Bookworm shakes her head ruefully. Left-hand rule is an ancient masonry method, where one keeps their left hand on the wall as they proceed. We tried it at the start when the labyrinth began. When the labyrinth began to confuse us, but we just ended up back where we started, making it entirely pointless. Even if Bookworm lacks any useful information to get us through this place, when we really are trapped.
もしかしたら今は出口なんてないんじゃないかな。
出口がない。それってどういうこと？
It must be an exit, otherwise we would have found Workaholic.
SPX やさっきの暗号もヒントは提示されていたよね。きっとこの迷宮も同じでヒントがあると思うんだ。なんだか迷わせることよりも謎を解かせることが目的のように感じるしね。
ヒントか。壁には何も書いてなかったけど、どこにあるんだろう。
みんな隠れて。
Oh, is it danger? Dolphin suddenly panics, urging us to take cover behind some pillars. We all understand it's an emergency and immediately follow his orders. Oh, it's the invisible one. I'm not gonna lie, there is a certain sound in the robot here that makes it sound like someone giving me mail. I'm not even joking. Oh, but yeah, this is the visible one. That one that basically is blind if it's not like close to something. My ears pick up as something resembling a whisper, causing me to shiver. I've heard this before.
何も見えないのに変な音が。
静かに。あれはト 透明な SPX だよ。みんな、慌てずに、音を出さないよう気をつけて。
The grim tone in my voice snuffs out any potential objection from the others. As we sit in the shadows of the pillars, we are a mechanical world that all of us recognize by this point. Can anyone please figure out what hint this thing has? I can faintly discern a shape as the air distorts around it. Without a doubt, it's the invisible SPX I encountered last time. I don't know what will happen if we're caught, but getting drawn into a fight and wasting our energy would be worse than bad. Only option is to hold our breath and pray it doesn't find us. Somehow the FBX doesn't notice us and departs. The dangerous machine. This thing makes the white SPX look friendly by comparison. The only silver lining is that this SPX's capacity to detect targets is rather poor.
無能さん、先ほどの機械音を
Oh,
録音でき
thank
ま
you.
し
You
た。
actually did that
音声
automatically
解
this
析して
time.
みますね。
They actually did it automatically this time. Wonderful. Just checking. How long is streaming? Oh, 1 hour. Damn. Damn. Sorry, it did look like it said 16. It cannot be 16. I came home around like 4. With that, Tech began working his magic. And once he finished,
これはどういう意味でしょうか。
the hint Tech uncovers is incredibly vague.
セオリーは捨てよ。
It's not enough to go on. I can't tell what it's trying to say. Maybe it's a clue on how to stop that thing, like with the white SPX.
文学ちゃん、何かわかりそう？
ピンときませんね。これまで読んできた書籍の中にも近しいフレーズはありましたが、推理に結びつきません。と、少女は苦々しげに言った。
文学さんがわからないとなると、おそらく何か元ネタがある類のヒントではありませんね。
Yeah, it's based on something specific, just like how
先ほどの挙動を見る限り、
discard what
索敵能
theories
力は
and
低
by
いはず。
what.
接近に気をつければ見つからずに済むと思います。
Should we follow it? This is a stupid idea. I don't know like why. They said like discard your theories. Or something similar. Yeah. So my theory, like the theory basically is like to keep us safe, stay away from it. But if that is like the theory, what if we need to follow it? First of all, it's invisible, so it's difficult to follow. But it also has difficult seeing. So what if we could follow it and if we can find an exit through it? It's a very stupid idea, but hey.
よし、じゃあ先へ進もうか。またSPX が戻ってきたら大変だからね。
We pull ourselves together and set out once more, but at that moment, Dolphin lets out a cry of distress.
ごめん、みんな。気配に気づくのが遅れた。
どうしたの、飛躍くん。近くに SPX がいるの？
違う、そこ。もうそこにいるんだ。すぐ近くに。
まさか。
Did he come back without us noticing? Dolphin points directly in front of me. I hear that same robotic droning coming from what appears to be an empty space. I'm practically face to face with it, even though the FBX from a minute ago shouldn't have passed by already. My hammering heart deafens me. I can't see a thing. I have no idea what I am up against. The mechanical noise continues without pause, like a hand on a clock counting down the remaining seconds of my life. Is this thing not like friendly, but like it doesn't have any weapons? I might be right with following this damn thing, to be honest. Everyone freezes in place. It's the only option. We know nothing about the SPX before us, or how it reacts to any action we take. Because every SPX has basically had a clue of how to defeat it. But now this thing said, discard your theories. Basically like, this thing is evil, discard a theory. But that hope is quickly crushed. Oh, no, blades I've seen before suddenly springs up in the empty space. No, it's dangerous, it's fucking dangerous. No matter how invisible it is, its killing intent remains clear. The song is kinda good though. It's overwhelming, but by the time I try to dodge, I'm a moment too late. Then a blade descends toward me.
無能探偵
I hear Bookworm's trembling voice, and yet at this moment I find myself surprisingly calm. After all, the moment never predicted my death. If I didn't see myself die, that means this won't kill me. I'm certain that he'll come to my rescue.
伏せてくれ、無能殿。
ありがとう武装さん。
Fair enough. As I predicted, armor leaps in front of me. He deflects the FX blade with his right arm, using his hand to grasp at the wiry parts that control it.
黒い SPX と比べたらまるでミミズの体当たりだな。この程度の斬撃では我の鎧は砕けぬのである。
Armor presses on, flinging the FPX against the wall. An incredible power. Sure, maybe the invisible SPX has a weaker output than the white one, but even then, armor strength is tremendous.
よし、このまま機能を停止させてやるのである。
Well, what's going on? Why is it freaking out like that? As armor approaches his fallen opponent, the air flickers where there had once been nothing. This must be the true form of the invisible SPX.
面用な。いきなり姿を現すとは。
Also, it had the same screen as in I am
姑息な手
defeated.
段はやめたということか。
いやただの故障だと思うよ。
Wow, that was a... To be fair, it is invisible, so it's probably meant like not to take too much damage. The 3 holes on its experience are now visible. If it's designed like the white SPX, one of them will deactivate it. But we don't know which one.
大丈夫よ。弱点ならもう見抜いているわ。
With that, Gourmet approaches SPX, brandishing her knife at the holes on the exterior. In the blink of an eye, she puts the SPX out of commission.
白い SPX ちゃんより動きが遅いとは言っても緊張したわね。お腹が空いちゃったわ。
美食さん、どうして弱点の場所が分かったんですか？
Probably like the first time. Basically the smell.
そうなのである。まだヒントだって紐解けていなかったというのに。
あなたたちが狙われている間に科学ちゃんが音声を解析してくれたの。と言ってもさっきの個体と同じでセオリーは捨てよだったけどね。
Yeah.
さっきの個体と同じ？これまで遭遇してきた白い SPX はそれぞれ別の言葉を繰り返していたのに。
ええ、白い SPX ちゃんはヒントを出してくれていたのに妙な話よね。
Yeah, a bit strange.
ああ、セオリーを捨てよ。スオリーを捨てよ。推理を捨てよ。
What are you doing, Armor? Stop thinking, you're about to burn yourself out.
まさかこの透明な SPX はパワーで押し切れというヒントであったのか。
ごめんね武装さん、今は真面目な話だから。
ええ、実は推理を捨てることが大切だったの。
But that's more or less what they did say.
我の推理が当たるとは天変地異の前触れか。
Could this be the sign of end of times? Fair enough.
武装ちゃんの推理自体は的外れだけどね。大切なのは透明な SPX ちゃんはヒントがないってこと。つまり この透明な子たちはヒントなんて不要で、そもそも3つの穴のどれが正解か設定されていないのかもって思ったの。
Oh, we just hit a hole.
ヒ
Fair
ント
enough.
不要で正解は設定されていないって、つまりどれを攻撃しても機能が止まるってことですか？
ええ、その通り。そもそも透明化しているんだから、わざわざ偽物の穴でのカモフラージュ自体必要なさそうだものね。
Fair point,
確証が
actually.
なかったからちょっぴり怖かったけど、うまくいって安心したわ。
簡単にですが、透明な
Fair enough,
SPX
actually.
の内部を調査できましたよ。美食さんの予想通り、3つの穴は全て電源コードに直結しています。
Sorry, just been knackered.
さえ突き止めれば
I'm pretty certain it's already like too late, but I got a message if I wanted to be free tomorrow. I could say yes and just wait, or I wait like confirmation. But I just said, ah, fuck it, I'm gonna work tomorrow because I have already taken 2 days off next week, so I just thought, ah, fuck it. Plus, we have had like many red days recently, so yeah, doesn't really care too much. Plus, extra money, why not? Well, not extra money, my normal money. It's just less money if I would take the day off. Becky and Bookhorn finished reporting in. Their findings confirm what Gourmet told us. There is no difference between the 3 holes. If Gourmet is right and SPX have placed this hint, it will have the same weakness. Their deductive power and prowess never fails to amaze me. However, one question still remains.
推理が合っている確証はなかったんですよね。
ええ、根拠に基づいた推理じゃないわ。
That's worrisome.
よく攻撃できましたね。もし間違ってたら死ぬ可能性だってあるのに。
Gourmet's beaming smile turns plaintive. Okay.
ヤマトちゃんならきっと迷わないだろうなって思ったの。
Okay, fair enough. She did have some very close connection with Rowdy, to be honest.
きっと迷わなかったでしょうね。
I still love the way Rowdy worked with like, oh, I have a deck of stuff, and if you basically draw something with a blossom on it, just do it. Just do what your gut feels, and every card had a blossom on it. It basically was like, here, take a card, and if it says this, don't doubt yourself. Every single card basically says, don't doubt yourself. That is actually kind of good, though.
だからピンチになったら私に助けを求めてちょうだい。私が命をかけてあなたたちを守ってみせるわ。
Although Gourmet smiles as she speaks, there is a sadness in her eyes. I guess that's the deep hole losing Rowdy.
その SPX の索敵方法は何なんですの？無能さんが襲われる前に動きが遅かったのが気になりますわ。
調べた限り、カメラは機能していませんでした。カメラのレンズは光を反射しますし、透明化と相性が悪かったのかもしれませんね。索敵方法はおそらく音だと思います。だから白い SPX と比べて反応が鈍いのでしょうね。
Okay. That's at least is something.
されるか。
Oh, we started talking like maniacs, to be honest. I'm not sure whether to relax or be on my guard. On one hand, we don't need to hide in order to be safe, even their presence. But on the other hand, every step we take will only give them more sound to find us with. This news is a mixture of good and bad.
少女は重大なことに気づいた。皆さん、早く逃げましょう。と、少女は無能探偵の手をぐいぐい引っ張りながら言った。
文学さん、そんなに慌ててどうしたの？
わかりませんか？先ほど武装探偵が盛大に音を立てて叫び声まで上げていたじゃないですか。
I'm not gonna lie, I was completely oblivious about that part as well, like everyone else. I just came up with something crucial. What? Every single invisible bastard here heard us, like, oh fuck. That is actually true. He just tossed the shit over. It must have echo through the hallway, and every single invisible SPX now is just after us.
奴らが音に引き寄せられるとしたら、
How many of them are there now? I'm like worried about that. It's just like, ooh.
すごい数の気配がこちらへ向かってきて
Okay, a ton of them. That is not good, but fair enough.
透明な SPX ってそんなにたくさんいるの？
みんな本当にすまないのである。我はまた失敗よ。
You didn't technically fail. We didn't know shit about that part
叫
though.
んだら敵が余計に寄ってくるじゃありませんの。黙って早く逃げますわよ。
あなたも十分うるさいですけど、少女は至極まっとうなツッコミを入れた。
We flee from the SPX, trying to move as quickly as we can while making little noise as possible. And then we're still trapped in this scorching labyrinth, with no way out and no way to stopping the SPX.
セオリーは捨てよか。これは俺もいよいよ腹をくくらないといけないかもしれないな。
Him and his. Oh, I probably got it, but I'm not gonna tell you anything. Wait, did he stay or did he come with us? Hours pass. We proceed with caution to avoid being detected by the SPX.
一つアイディ
Oh,
ア
he came with us. Damn.
俺を信じてくれないか？
Do you trust me? What the fuck do you think, mate? No, I do not trust any single fucking part of you. It's been so many hours that I don't even know how far we've walked anymore. And now Renegade Detective has some strange proposal for me.
どんなアイディアか聞かせてよ。信じるか信じないかは聞いてから判断する。
Fair enough, actually. Last time you were trust me was basically getting someone killed.
こいつは手厳しいな。ほら、例のセオリーを捨てよというヒントがあるだろう。あれはおそらく透明な SPX の対処方法だけを示したものじゃない。もう一つ。
その意味って、
Yeah. You mean about whatever this place is, the maze?
それは企業秘密ってやつさ。俺を信じて作戦に乗ってくれたら教えてあげるよ。
あなたのことなど信じられるわけがございませんでしょ。
For some reason, Posh retorts on my behalf.
あなたが結果的にヤマトさんを死に追いやったことは忘れていませんわよ。どうせ私たちの誰かをまた死に追いやるつもりなのでしょ。そうはいきませんわ。
To be honest, I would actually agree with Posh this time. Because he always is like, yeah, I have a plan. And it is a good plan. You just don't have to trust me. Whatever happens in between is just everyone else's problem. Because yes, he knew about Workaholic, he decided to do one part, someone died. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of got a feeling that he was evil and I would probably die. Oh, so you meant you got someone else killed.
まあそう思うのも当然だろうね。反論もしないよ。でも例の透明な SPX に怯えつつ探索を続けてみんな疲労困憊だ。これ以上あてもなくさまよったらそれこそ誰か命を落とすと思うよ。俺は命を尊いものだと思っている。命はかけがえのないものだ。暑さで死ぬなんてあってはいけない。俺を信じてくれればみんなを助けてあげられるよ。頼むから信じてくれないか。
The problem with what my thinking here and this guy is that I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And you have seen now what his basically action does and what sort of joke he has, or well, the action he wants to take, for example, stabbing us with a knife. But basically, he has at the same time have not been wrong, which is such a fucking trade-off, you know. It's like he's not wrong, but damn, you might pay for something if you actually would do what he says.
教えてくれないのか。
話せば絶対にバカらしいと一蹴されてしまうからね。信じてくれないなら話すつもりはないよ。言うなれば俺を信じてくれることがこのアイディアを君たちに伝える交換条件というわけさ。
おバカも休み休み言いなさい。あなたの口から命は尊いものだなんてセリフが飛び出すなんて馬の口から念仏ですわ。
家族ちゃん、たまにとんでもない日本語が口から飛び出すよね。嫌いじゃないよ。
お黙りなさい。私は大嫌いですわ。
It's really easy to make her like riled up, to be honest,
無
isn't
能
it?
さん、あなたからも言っておやりなさい。
Sorry, I was just gonna check if I'm actually streaming. It's been so quiet today.
その通りですわ。あなたのことを心から信じてさせてなんですって。
Forces swerves towards me and a shocked plain on her face.
無能さん、あなた正気なんですの？あなたはヤマトさんと仲が良かったじゃありませんの。友人を死に追いやった相手ですのよ。本当に信頼できるとお思いなんですの？
ええ、ヤマトさんが死ぬきっかけを作ったこの男のことは許せません。でも機動探偵の能力の高さは信じられます。特にこの
Yeah, and that's basically the kind of trade-off thing.
なぜですの？別に彼は迷宮攻略に長けたわけじゃ。
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. Everyone thinks of it as a labyrinth. And as you said, the Scardir theories is not a labyrinth. I do not know what it is then, but that is basically what he has come up with.
透明な SPX。 この迷宮はまるで足を踏み入れた人を苦しめるために作られたみたいでしょう。だから機動探偵ほどこの迷宮の攻略に向いている人はいないんです。この男ほど誰かを苦しめることが得意な。
Okay, yeah, that answer is 100% goddamn correct.
褒めてもらえて強烈の怒り。
No one is better than a renegade detective at spreading misery, which also means no one is better equipped to solving this devilish maze. I'm gonna need to trust our least trustworthy companion. It's a tough choice, but I'll follow Rowdy's advice and go with my gut on this.
機動探偵、君を信じるからアイディアを教えてよ。
やっぱり君は最高にそそるよ、無能くん。お願いしたい内容は実にシンプルさ。俺を信じられるなら例の研究棟に向かう通路の袋工事で待機させてくれ。そして俺が待機する数時間 SPX の注意を引きつけていてほしい。
数時間も SPX の注意を引きつけろ？そんなこと無理に。
Yeah, that feels a little far-fetched.
死ねと言っているようなものですわ。
わかった。君の言う通りにするよ。
無能殿、我々も協力するのである。
この4人なら時間稼ぎも難しくはないでしょう。
無能くんは絶対に死なせたりしないよ。
皆さん、
私も参加します。と、少女は作戦に志願し
I can understand that no one really wants to, but it's like, okay, let's just do it then.
僕もその
もちろんリーダーである私も参加いたしますわ。当然ですわよね。
いや、3人には機動探偵のそばにいて彼の動向を伺っておいてほしいんです。
Fair enough, actually.
機動探偵が何を企んでいるのかすぐそばで見極めてください。
いいね、そそる展開だ。じゃあみんな数時間後にまた生きて会おうね。おっと、一番大事なことを言い忘れていたよ。時間を稼いでいる間、身を隠したりするのはいいが、絶対に壁や柱には触れないでくれ。
壁や柱に？それはどうして？
それが攻略方法なんだよ。
Is it like feeling where we are? That hardly answers the question, but we decide to go along with Renegade's instructions. Return to the cipher room and start banging on the walls. It's been doing to all the walls. Oh shit. Invisible aspects should approach soon. Given that the tracks sound from here, all we have to do is destroy one by one.
透明な SPX は僕が見つけてみせるよ。
我は SPX の攻撃を食らっても決して死にはしない。全力で
撃退はお姉さんに任せてね。ヒントさえ分かればどんな子だって機能停止させちゃうわ。
皆さん、ありがとうございます。
Mechanical clamor of the apex draws near. I feel a cold bead of sweat run down my skin. There's no choice. We have to do this. Whatever happens, we're making it through these next few hours. Few hours? What is he even trying to do, this bastard? Oh shit, this is an interesting dilemma. We have a gameplay here. I didn't expect this to happen, but hey, that's actually pretty good. Invisible aspects approaches. Approaches. Detectives can inspect to discover its hidden location. Once aspects is revealed, make interference to destroy it. Anyone left within its range will die. Rely on armor detective if things go dire. His sturdy defense are impervious to its attacks. Use him as a shield. Shield has survived until the specific time. Oh. So we are gonna just survive 5 hours. Jesus. Okay. Inspect. What is my inspect for? Oh, that is... Yeesh. What's your inspect? Oh, that's also good. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do... Wait, appearance. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do preliminary. No, nothing. Okay. Move up there. This is actually fucking worrisome. Because I don't know where the hell they are. Can I check how many items there are in this level? I don't think I can. Evidence. No, no evidence. Actually, hold on. Give me something. Give me a moment. Yeah, we're just gonna start investigation. Got a new keyword. Whoa. Oh, cool. Okay, so I kinda know where it is. It's somewhere over here. So if I do this and interfere with this, okay, that does not work. Okay, could you do this just to make sure we are kind of safe? Apparently we need to get closer to this thing. I can't move. I'm just gonna investigate because I can't really do much else. Oh, there's one behind us. Oh, shit. Okay, this is kinda not good. Okay, I'm gonna move you up here to use you as armor. I'm gonna move here. Interfere with this thing. I'm gonna put you behind here. And I'm gonna inspect here. I'm gonna do preliminary. Whoa.
合点承知である。
Can I like assist him or something? Because shit. I'm inside this area, which is not good.
頑張るよ。僕なんかでよければ一緒に。
Oh,
この
good.
命に変えても
Oh, that was worrisome. Dolphin was inside that bloody area. That was not good at all. Okay, investigate. We're done. Okay. Whew.
どうしたの？
合点承知である。
Armor, I want you to walk up here.
何か用かな？
I want you to at least stay put.
頑張るよ。
Okay, we're gonna do like
どう
an
したの？
area movement just so like we can keep track of where to go here. We need to be kind of like close with each other. I'm just gonna do a full investigation.
我が鎧と信念は
There we go.
どうしたの？何か用かな？
So we can do this. I'm just gonna do like this. I'm gonna
どうしたの？
go inspect.
調査は僕に任せて。
I'm
お
gonna
姉さ
do
んに何かご用？
this there
どうかしたの？
and do interfere with
デ
this
ィナー
thing.
の前に解いちゃいましょ
Preliminary.
う。暴れるなら容赦はしないわ。
There you go, keyword. There aren't really anything else close by, so I'm just gonna do investigate. There you go, I found 2 keywords. There's no residual thoughts, which is kind of sad because I missed 2 the last one. Diabolic Detective. Interesting. So, Workaholic Edition, huh? Return to the dead end. But where once there had been a blank wall, or now a new route stands.
これは一体。
つい先ほど壁が一人でにずれ始めて道が生まれたんです。
おそらく何もしないことが条件だったのではと少女は現状について推察した。
何もしないことって。
文学ちゃんの言う通りだ
Mira
よ。
playing game.
鋭いね。
I have that game. I'm gonna stream it at some point.
先ほど
I
文学
just
ちゃんが
haven't
語っ
played
て
it
くれ
yet.
た通り、俺たちが今まで歩いてきた距離と方向を頭の中で再現してやれば、この地下迷宮が研究棟へと続いていることは明らかだ。それなのにどれだけ仕掛けを探しても何も出てこないということは、操作すべきスイッチはないと考えたのさ。
It's just a time
それ
thing
を
or
踏ま
something
えて
similar.
SPX が出したセオリーを捨てよというヒントを考えると、迷路の攻略法で最も有名な方法しか思い浮かばなかった。
それってもしかして壁を触れながら進む左手法のこと？
Ah, it senses your hand. It's like, oh, okay, just gonna close off.
ビンゴ。その通りだよ、ヒーくん。俺たちもここまでたどり着くのに左手法を使ってきたよね。いや、有名だからきっと多くの人は使うだろう。さらに、透明な SPX までいて柱に身を隠すことも多い迷宮なんだ。普通に探索をしていれば、自然と壁に触れてしまうのは仕方がないことさ。
Okay, does make sense.
性格が悪い迷宮ですわね。芸道さん以外には解けなくて当然ですわ。
I love that we're still trying to like just tell him that you're an
照れ
asshole.
るな。そんなに褒めないでくれよ。
Just trying to insult him all the time.
皮肉でございますわ。ウキー。
とにかくこれで先へ進めるね。ありがとう、下道探偵。君を信じてよかったよ。
Renegade Detective looks surprised at my gratitude.
俺にまでお礼を言うなんて殊勝な心がけだね。大したもん。
It does actually look more surprised now than before.
君のことも僕は仲間だって思ってるよ。 これからも信じたいって思ってる。だってだから君の本心を僕たちに話してほしいんだ。仲間同士で騙し合いなんて絶対におかしい、間違ってるって思うから。
After a long pause, Renegade Detective takes a deep breath and begins speaking.
勘違いをしないでくれ。俺がここまで語ってきた言葉に一切嘘はないよ。
That is fair. He has not ever been lying to us. That is the whole problem with his goddamn thing, is that he hasn't been lying. But that doesn't mean that whatever he does or whatever he says is a good goddamn thing.
俺は心から命を尊く重いものだと思っている。殺人に及んだ者には奪った命を背負う義務があるんだ。俺は俺の信念に反する八崎公に報いを与えるためなら何だってやるし、何だって犠牲にするというだけさ。たとえそれが仲間であってもね。
In a flash, Renegade Detective's face turned serious. He must be sincere. I've seen none of his usual mirth before me. Renegade Detective, the cruelest member of the Detective Alliance. Even now, I can't get a grasp on his convictions.
なら先に進もう。ここから脱出して八崎公と戦うために。
ああ、共に八崎公と戦えることを心から願っているよ、無能くん。
It's evening. Jesus Christ, we've been here about a week. Not on the ground, but like the whole goddamn island. I see a familiar room up ahead. Every side leads to a dead end. Doesn't take me long to guess that there must be a cipher in here.
また謎解きですの？
家族殿、しっかりするのである。
Armor catches Posh as she involuntarily totters.
家族ちゃん、ひどい顔色ね。栄養が足りていない証拠だわ。
そういえば家族さんはあまり食事もとっていませんでしたしね。
My clock reads 20 o'clock. Been walking for an entire day. No wonder Posh is all shaky. Been pushing herself too hard since last night.
先ほどまで歩いていた場所よりはずっと涼しいですね。熱源の付近を通り過ぎたということでしょうか。
もうここから離れたくないと少女の口から本音が漏れ出した。
無能くん、今日はもう休憩にしたらどうかな。
Yeah, I'm getting this. They're getting the feeling I'm gonna have to do that. Everyone else looks exhausted too. Only Renegade Detective is smiling. Dolpho's right. Should take a break for now.
そうだね。暗号の内容だけ確認して今日はもう休もう。
今回の暗号はこれみたいだよ。
Renegade Detective who has distanced himself from the rest of us points towards the wall. Upon approaching, I once again see a collection of bizarre shapes drawn on its surface.
3つの矢印。これは一体。
The problem is I don't think it's arrows because I do believe it's arrows, and that makes it problematic because I don't then believe it says arrows. Because one points almost towards another, the same does that one, but the other one doesn't.
ハトくん、しっかりして。
I can hear a girl's voice from far off.
ハトくん、死んじゃやだよ。立派な探偵になるんでしょ。ハトくん、
I think this must be the past because I don't recognize fully the the pitch of that voice. Yep. A girl is crying next to me. She's calling out my name. I want to reply, but my body won't budge. My strength is pouring out of me like water draining from the tub. Could this be what dying feels like?
君が死ぬくらいなら私は
Mechanical thrumming then drowns out the girl's voice. I leap up in a panic, the artificial noise ringing in my ears. But when I check my surroundings, there's no sign of an SPX. The other detectives are still sound asleep, breathing quietly around me. It must be a dream. I relax and feel a deep sense of relief wash over me.
君の意識が曖昧だったから私にも断片的にしか見えなかったが、よほど恐ろしい夢を見たようだね。
Holmes looked at me with concern. Her voice sounds so similar to the girl in my dream. Just checking the clock a bit. It's
おかしな
impossible.
夢でしたよ。夢の中では僕が死んでいて、まるっきり今とは逆ですね。もしかしたら僕の願望がそのまま描かれてしまったのかもしれません。ホームズさんの代わりに僕がやられていれば、きっとここまでたくさんの人が死ぬことはなかったから。
Jesus.
ワト君、冗談でもそういうことは言うな。
Holmes slides close to me as she speaks.
私の代わりがいないように君の代わりもいない。私に代わって君が死ぬなどありえないし、あってもいけないことだよ。
でもホームズさんは世界一の探偵じゃないですか。僕みたいな何も取り柄がない無能よりも生きるべきですよ。
I really want to know what happened back then.
何度も言わせないでくれ。10年前、私は君に救われた。君のように強くなりたいと思って理想探偵を名乗り始めた。
Fair enough.
君なら必ず私以上の探偵になれる。それまで私がそばで支えるから強くなってくれ。
どうしてそこまで。ホームズさんは僕を信じてくれるんですか。僕は
何を一人でブツブツと言っているんだい？
Oh, it's workaholic here. I recognize that voice.
八崎港の内通者は君なのか？
Workaholic suddenly appears before me.
いつの間にどこからこの部屋へ。
I look at the wall with a cipher, but the passage is shut. Was he hiding? Was he hiding in one of the corners?
何を言っているんですか。僕たちの中にそんな人はいませんよ。
I answer calmly as I can while taking a defensive stance. There's no need for Workaholic to hide his past now. If he wants to kill us, he can do so without hesitation. I can't let my guard slip.
安心してくれ。君たちに危害を加えるつもりはないよ。外道探偵はどこへ行ったんだい？彼と話し合いたいから来たというのに。
Ah, the fucking left. I think he managed to figure out that Workaholic would more or less be somewhere when they got too tired. And he left because of that. I didn't mention it. I don't see a trace of a renegade detective anywhere. I'm still a bit rattled, but this is a good opportunity to ask Workaholic about something that's been gnawing at me.
さあ、どこへ行ったんですかね。知りたかったら僕の質問に答えてください。
I try to still my thundering heartbeat. Each word from my mouth takes my full concentration.
10年前、どうして僕やホームズさんは誘拐されたんですか。なんでこんな地下迷宮に放り込まれたんですか。真相を教えてください、社畜さん。いや。
His mouth twitches when I call him that name. I knew it. That alias is a sore spot for him. He keeps himself steady and replies coolly.
そうだね。君には知る権利がある。私の知るすべてを伝えよう。
I'm kind of interested to
下
know
道の
actually.
語った話は全て事実だよ。
Well, we kind of understood that.
私は過去に機密警察に所属し、さまざまな任務を引き受けていた。この島の施設はもともと
Yeah, I think Holmes told us that as well. So that doesn't really is anything new.
そもそも機密警察は何の目的で作られた組織なんですか？こんな施設を作れるなんてよほど大きな組織だったんですよね。
なあ、去る有力政治家の発案で生み出されたと言われているよ。よほど明けぬ夜事件の影響を恐れていたのだろうね。
Apparently shook a lot of things because that seems to be the reason why everything is happening.
明けの夜事件ですか？八つ崎港事件とも関係があるみたいですけど、それほど大きな事件だったんですか？未然に防ぐことはできたんですよね。
The case would appear on TV special from time to time, but it wasn't something I often heard discussed before coming to this island. I just assumed that it was another terrorist attack that had been foiled early, but maybe I was wrong.
君はまだ幼かっただろうから知らないのも無理はない。あの事件の本当の恐ろしいところは国内の犯罪発生率を数倍に引き上げたことだ。
Okay. Which more or less we started to learn about as
それ
well.
は聞いたことがあります。探偵同盟が作られたきっかけだって。
But how are you all out there? I hope you're doing well today.
根拠のない話
I
で
hope
し
you're
ょ。
having a good day. I am excited for Saturday. I really am.
あ
I hope we can continue as long as possible, which would be all the way up to evening
実
of
際に
Monday.
凶悪犯罪が一時
Because yes, I actually took 2 days off just in case.
もてはやされている。
So I would be able to be free from
吸
Saturday,
血鬼事件
Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday. But I decided not to stream on Tuesday because I would want to have 1 day free just to be able to relax and
今
then go
思
back
い
to
つい
work.
ただけでもこれだけの凶悪犯罪が
That means Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So basically work 2 days and a half day. Because it is evening.
ここまで事例があれば偶然とは言えない。明けぬ夜事件には間違いなく何か犯
I
罪
kind of miss the shit here. Right now, nothing to prove it, not even logic, but it's understandable that there was a spike in heinous crimes to the reclaimed because of the vampire, the Bikaboo Ripper, and more recent legend, the Rainwalker. Just some example of the top of my head, okay?
たった一つの事件によってこの国の常識は歪められてしまったんだよ。故にその歪みを強制するような力を国は求めた。
それが機密警察であり、この施設ということですか？
ああ、その通りだ。この迷宮に施された数々の試練は個人でかつてのピンカートン探偵者と同等の抑止力となるほどの探偵を生み出すこと。
Fair enough, okay.
かつての若く未熟な私はその計画に胸を躍らせ、自らの行為を正義と信じ鬼畜になり果てた。君やリーダーのような身寄りのない子供たちをさらい、特殊な脳手術を施した上で命がけの試練を通して覚醒を促し続けたんだ。
Nearest brain surgery, basically?
脳手術？何ですかそれ？聞いていませんよ。
No, neuro. Is it brain or is it like something
そ
else?
うか。やはり記憶を失っているんだな。
Yeah, we have lost our memory.
リーダーが伝えないのは至極当然だ。思い出さなくて済むのなら思い出さない方がいい。
ちょっと待ってください。どういうことですか？機密警察が言う覚醒って何なんですか？
Yeah, I'm curious as well because if it is like the future thing, we have it.
覚醒だろ。
Oh, there he is. You were looking for him, by the way.
けど探偵、一体どこに行ってたんだよ。
散歩さ。社畜探偵の気配をずっと感じていたからこちらから出向いてやろうと思ってさ。それがまさか入れ違いになるなんてね。実は俺たち気が合うんじゃない？
あ
I mean, a ninja no
あ、そう
ninja.
だね。互いに相手を殺したいと思っている点も同じだものな。 再会の印に握手でもするかい。
We both want each other dead. Care for a handshake? I don't think so.
おっと、指は動かさないでくれ。あんたが指一本でワイヤーを器用に動かせることはよーく知っている。あんたがもしワイヤーを動かそうとしたら、俺がその軌道をずらして他の探偵たちが切り刻まれちゃうかもしれないよ。これ以上仲間を手にかけたくはないだろう。
It's really riling him up even more and more. It's not really the best idea, to be
そう言
fair.
ってもらえるなんて光栄の至りだね。俺の監視役を務めてくれた時のことを思い出すな。
外道探偵は10年前の出来事を覚えているの？
ああ、忘れたくても忘れられないよ。
Okay.
なんせ一緒に入ったお仲間が日に日に減っていくんだもの。見守る側の社畜探偵が一体どんな心境で過ごしていたのか、ぜひ伺いたいものだね。
社畜さんは僕たち以外にも誘拐を？
Well, they did say that they went through life and death like
そうだよ。
tests.
たくさんいたし、たくさん死んだ。まさかそこの社畜探偵は教えていなかったのかい？
Workaholic gnaws at his lip and gives a deep, slow nod.
苦しかったさ。当時のことは心から後悔しているし、探偵同盟の創始者に保護された理想探偵に導かれ、私は機密探偵を解体すべく活動を続けた。それでも未だに SPX に殺された子供に泣きすがられる夢を見る。私は忘れない。きっと死ぬまでこの罪を背負い続けていくことだろう。
Well, the only difference between these two is like one want to change and one doesn't.
死ぬまで鬼畜だ。
Workaholic's eyes are determined. There's a single trace of doubt.
ワト君、社畜君を責めるなとは言わない。彼は決して許されない罪をいくつも犯しているからね。だが、彼が今語った言葉に嘘や偽りは一切ない。
Oh yeah, I can more or less tell the same, to be honest, even though this is just a game.
秘密警察を抜けた社畜君は、私が探偵同盟という組織を作り上げるのに尽力してくれたんだ。ただ、その様子は痛ましくもあった。目の下に深く刻まれたクマは普通の職を手にし、温かい家族を手に入れてなお、彼が眠れぬ夜を過ごしている証拠だ。
Holmes speaks with a look of sympathy and compassion. Essentially, the secret police, which Workaholic had been part of, created this underground labyrinth. After Holmes and the others solved the organization, they created a better one in this place, the Detective Alliance. If Holmes truly is my old friend Psyche, that means she knew Workaholic was her enemy. Yet still gave him a major role in the DA. That alone speaks volumes of her open-minded, accepting nature.
なるほど。10年前の誘拐事件のことはよくわかりました。今の僕には善か悪かなんて判断がつかないことです。だから社畜さんを責めるつもりもありません。でも教えてください。先ほど下道さんが口にした異能とは何ですか？それに社畜さんはなぜそれほどまでに下道さんに執着するんですか？
なあ、もちろんだよ。私は今日君にその秘密を伝えるために来たのだからね。
Why do I get the feeling that the renegade is gonna kill him before he actually
疑
tells us?
惑があったんだよ。今から8年前に両親を惨殺して更生施設に入り、その施設内で3件の殺人事件を引き起こした化け物。それが
過去を他人に語られるのは恥ずかしいものだね。だが訂正させてくれ。俺が施設内で引き起こした殺人事件は2件だけだよ。 残りのもう一件の被害者はちゃんと生きているさ。花は手遅れだったらしいから一生口呼吸で生きなきゃいけないのが大変だそうだけれどね。
Okay. That I guess is a point. I'm not gonna say it's a fair point, but it's a point.
君もこの男の異常さはよく知っているだろう、無能君。この島に下道探偵が呼ばれたのは偶然じゃない。この地下迷宮を過去に完全踏破した2人のうちの1人、不滅探偵だと思われたからだ。
不滅探偵。シカロウでもその名前を口にしていましたね。
どんな力を持つかはわからない。容姿や年齢も記録に残されていない。ただ10人中10人が死ぬような試練でも、いかなる SPX と遭遇をしても奴だけは生還し続けた。その明らかに常軌を逸した能力を調べるために、当時の機密警察は該当の人物を不滅探偵
Okay.
と名付
I'm
け、
still wondering what their
詳しい
power
検
is
査を
then.
行おうと動いていた。ところが検査が行われる前に、不滅探偵は仲間たちと共に施設から脱走し、現在に至るまで
I want to know what their power is though, because if it is at the moment, I know that the Ideal has it.
その行方を
But if they have the same, that means that he also has the same. It just doesn't use it for anything.
下道探偵なんですか？疑っている理由って。
What if it is us? What if it is us? Because we forgot we lost our memory, and we knew that someone had died, we thought at least. Went to the cop and told them, but they didn't find anything or manage to figure out anything at all. But apparently when we met them, they told us that they were alive because we saved them. What if we are actually the invincible detective? Because as I said, so you believe this invisible detective is actually a renegade detective. He says believe, not knows.
実はあの洋館って改装が行われていたみたいでさ。俺はそれを知らずに10年前と同じ方法で隠し通路を開けようとしちゃってね。それをバッチリ社畜探偵に見られてしまったのさ。いやー、参った参った。それ以降はずーっと監視されている。
Or he is just invisible one. I don't know actually. It feels like it's us now.
もともと怪しんでいたよ。年齢を偽っている可能性が高いが、君は17歳。不滅探偵の年齢はおそらく15歳から20歳の間だと思われるからね。
Ah, okay. So he still is like, I have a certain range to look at, and though you managed to get out, I am still questioning whether it's you or not.
SPX にも利用されている機密警察が開発した音声ツールを悪用していることからも、八つ崎港事件は不滅探偵による復讐劇の可能性が高い。
Okay. That would more or less make sense in a way.
本来死刑となる身を能力の高さで免除されている異例の立場だ。これ以上の犠牲を出すくらいなら、
Okay, that is
殺しておくべきだと私は
also a point.
どれほどの悪名を被ろうとも、私は下道探偵を殺す。もう一度だけこの身を鬼畜に落とすことを覚悟したんだ。
I have his silence follow workaholic speech. I see why he view Renegade's detective as such a threat. Same goes for his resolve in reverting back to diabolical detective. Workaholic killed Rowdy, that's a fact. Can't deny. This also wasn't out of malevolence. Who should I believe in, Workaholic or Renegade?
気に入らないな。実に気に入らない。やっぱり
Renegade frowns deeply and opens his mouth.
正直に言うよ。俺が機密警察の実験を受けていたのは事実だ。あんたらが俺をどのように呼んでいたかなんて知らないが、生きて脱出し、身分を偽って生きたことも間違いない。
Okay, yeah.
俺は下道さ。生きているだけで周囲に迷惑を振りまく存在だよ。 でもそれを理由に俺を殺すことを正当化されちゃたまらない。
Well, I guess it depends on what you have been doing in a sense, to be honest.
俺を殺したいのならきちんと俺の命を背負う覚悟を持てよ。鬼畜探偵。
And what do you mean by that? Because if we say like he does that just to be able to like make sure that no more mother person actually dies, then like what does he mean by that? That oh, by killing me you have to basically follow up with those actions. Like, oh, that was my fault?
それが命を奪う者の義務だ。その義務から逃れようとする者。俺は
You say that, but apparently you have killed 4 people, and I wanted, if you say so much that you need to have like a reasoning or like a personality for killing those people, I want to exactly know why you did it.
覚悟はとうにできている。確かに力では姑息な作戦に及びすぎた。人知れず罪を背負わずに殺そうだなんて間違っていたよ。外道探偵、私は本気でお前を殺す。これが私の。
I'm not really gonna say much about this because it's basically just 2 people want to kill each other, and like, sure, one was evil back in the day and don't want to be evil anymore. He just wants to finish up one singular job, and the other one is just, I want to say sadistic, but I don't know if that's like completely fully what it is, because he hasn't really been like that bad. He is bad, it's just not straightforward bad. A moment later, I see a glint of light as he gathers something in his hand. He must have picked up some wires that had been hid strung all around the area. The trap had been set without me even noticing. A sudden realization caused a shiver to run down my spine. His workaholic intent to kill renegade detective here and now if he gets the chance.
ムロ君、よく聞いてくれ。まだ決心がつかないだろうが、外道探偵を殺す覚悟がついたなら、探偵デバイスで連絡してくれ。
You might not be ready yet, but contact me whenever you want to kill him. Oh god.
それと、この先で出会うであろう赤い SPX には近づかない方がいい。君たちならば問題ないはずだが、もしターゲットにされれば命はないからね。
Good to know. Good to know. With that, Workaholic turns and ambles towards the exit. His footsteps are completely silent as he disappears fast and he seems to move.
待って。
I try to follow him, but Renegade Detective stops me.
追いかけたって無駄だよ。これ以上は何も話さないだろうし、この迷宮は彼の庭だ。社畜探偵にしかわからない隠し通路が多数あるだろうし、捕まえるのも困難だろう。実は俺もさっき隠し通路を探すために散歩して回ったんだけどね。社畜探偵が通ってきたと思われる隠し通路は見つけられない。
I am actually believing that he tried to actually find him, but
素人に
apparently
は
not.
無理ってことだろうね。
Renegade smiles with a brightness in his voice. It's hard to imagine he's a murderer when he's making a face like that. The disconnect between his manner and the vile things Workaholic told me is enough to make my head spin.
社畜探偵の話を聞いて俺を見る目が変わったかい？
変わらないよ。過去はどうあれ、今の君は探偵同盟のメンバーじゃないか。それになんだか腑に落ちないんだ。もし仮に犯人が君だとしても、探偵同盟への復讐で犯行。
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like he might not. Because as I said, he doesn't lie, and he does say like, yeah, he probably killed them. But he really like hates the point of like just killing because killing. Or something similar to that.
え？それはどういう意味だい？
Let that aside and speak my honest thoughts.
だって君は復讐とか関係なく殺したい人を殺す人だろ。
That's... that makes sense in a way, but that is such a bad way of making sense. I don't think you're him because of the way you act. Like, what makes you believe that? Because you kill who you want. It has nothing to do with revenge, right? Like, that makes sense. Revenge is basically, oh, I hate these people. I'm gonna basically take revenge on them. No, this guy just kills who more or less whoever he wants. He has nothing to do with revenge.
そりゃ間違いない。いやー、俺のことをよーく分かっていてくれて嬉しいよ。
僕は嬉しくないけどね。
まあ君の言う通りさ。これまでに言ってきた通り、俺は俺の信念に基づいて命を奪い、復讐なんて温水でせっかくの罪を薄めてしまうなんてもってのほかさ。社畜探偵の誤解が解けるよう。
Why am I being dragged into their own little battlefield here? And again, the detective extends his hand to me. I grab his palm and shake it. His face tells me he's hiding something. Can't let my guard down around this one. And the detective stretches out on the floor, happy as can be. His breathing relaxes as he starts to fall asleep. Austin appears next to me, as if sensing my inner turmoil.
何を信じたらいいかわからないという顔だね。
Yeah. To be honest, I don't want to believe either of them. Like, I believe in what they say, as in who they are, what they believe, and what they're saying to me. But I don't believe them in the sense of like, I want to deal with this guy, I want to deal with this guy. That is like, you all can deal with that yourself. I don't give a damn. Maybe it would be for the best, yeah, in a sense, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's like, it really sounds tempting.
だけど、どうしても納得できないんです。この先の脅威になるから殺すべきなんでしょうか。探偵としてどんな行動が正解なのかわからないんですよ。
わからなくて当然だ。探偵は別に常に真理を語る存在じゃないのだからな。私が今ここで君に仮初めの正解を言ってそれ通りに行動させるのは簡単だが、それは君の求める答えじゃないだろう。
I don't know what this guy is after right
悩
now.
めばいい、苦しめばいい、ゆっくりと答えを探せばいいさ。どこまでも続く暗がりの中で常に正解を探し求めてこそ。
This starts to sound like a goddamn Danganronpa
君なりの
now.
正解を見つけ出すんだ。
Which I think Danny did say is like this was resembling in a sense.
君の選択を見守っているよ。
The following day, we get up and eat a simple breakfast before gathering before the cipher.
この矢印、3つとも回転するみたいだね。この3つの角度を組み合わせるってことかな。
見て、上に文字も書いてあるよ。答えはすぐそばにある。だって、この
At
ヒントを
hand.
示す答えを
Because perhaps it's gonna
矢印で
make
表
it
現するん
becomes
じ
a
ゃないか
hand.
な。
すぐそばにある食べ物かしら。
Like they are basically like arrows, which is 3 by 3 right now. But if we angle them in a sense that two faces the same way, then we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that wouldn't work. No, it would work if we probably do it in the middle and it counts as that, because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that would be 6.
それはあなただけだと思います。あと3つの矢印でどう表すんですか。
すぐそばにある命かな。矢印と命って漢字似てるよね。
発想が怖いよ。確かに似てるけど、3つの矢印の組み合わせでは作れないでしょ。
上、下、右、左。これらの言葉で何かを表現するとか。ダメだ、僕こういうパズル大の苦手だよ。
すぐそばにある。 それはおそらくこの部屋の中にあることを示す言葉だ。でも周囲を見渡す限りヒントになりそうなものはない。
Yeah, I don't really know either. At the same time, this is not a puzzle, so I don't need to solve it, but it's like I had no clue. At the same time, the last one was basically characters that they could read and I could not, so...
見て回る必要はない。その必要があるとすれば、すぐそばという言葉と矛盾した印象を受けるためだ。ならどうすれば答えを見つけられる？きっと目線を変える必要があるんだ。考えろ、考えろ。考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ。
I don't think that's gonna help.
考えろ、考えろ、考えろ、考えろ。
Are you gonna do it again?
上流階級なのに無視されましたわ。
ひとまずそっとしておこう。きっといいアイディアを考えついてくれるよ。
Hopefully.
それにしてもこの矢印、棒の部分がやけに短いですわね。いかにも庶民らしい凡庸な美的センスですわ。
Yeah, that makes them less of an arrow.
矢印を描くのに庶民も何もないでしょうと少女はマジレスする。
でも確かにおかしな印象はあるよね。何かこの形である意味がある。
I wonder if their shape means something. It's a puzzle, goddammit. Yes, it means something.
矢印。それです。それですよ。
科学君。
Tekken quickly produces his laptop. His keys clattering as he types. We watch him for a while until he proudly beams at us, wiping sweat from his brow.
すぐそばにあるものの答えが分かりましたよ。
食べ物？
命かい？
違います。二人は静かにしていてください。
ええ、下道さんたちの答えは違いました。ですが、物を表している点では合っていたんです。
Yeah, well, otherwise it wouldn't be a puzzle with basically like a key
じゃあ僕らの
for this place, so yes, it must be specific.
無能さん、わかりませんか？今この場から見えるもので、この3つの矢印で表現できるものが。
え？この場から見えるものって。
I scanned the entire room thoroughly. There must be something plainly visible. I'm trying to find out as well. The only thing I think of is the pillar, because that's the only thing that wasn't in the other one, I think. Or at least not like
完璧
visibly.
に考えてみてください。矢印だと考えるから答えが見えてこないんですよ。
I'm not trying to think them as arrows, and now I think them like corners of a room, but it cannot be corners of a room. It needs 4 corners.
これはあくまで3つのパーツなんです。この3つのパーツを組み合わせると。
Oh wait, it becomes a cube, doesn't it? Like a hypercube or something. Hold on, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna have to like... I'm gonna try to draw these out a bit now, just because. Is this like the backside? This is technically the backside of this thing. Give me a second. I have a little drawing book here. As we do, for example, like that. Then we have the same thing, which is like that. And then that. It kind of becomes like a little hypercube looking ass thing. Sort of. Really badly, but kinda. It becomes a room. Or, well, something similar at least. Look at the puzzle, trying to make sense of it. In my head, eventually it begins to see something. It's a cube.
そうか。この3つで形作られるのは立方体。この部屋の形だったんだ。
はあ？矢印を3つつなげたところで立方体なんて作れるはずが。
大正解です。矢印の角度を PC の画面の通りにしてみてください。
Yep.
するとほら。
Mine was very much bad,
組み合わ
but
せたら立方体が完成するんですよ。
it was more or less how I
この
managed to
形を
draw
作る
it.
ために矢印の棒の部分が普 通より短く描かれていたんです。
なんですってまさかこんなことが。
Does that mean the pillar is the elevator? Because if this is the room, that doesn't have a pillar.
矢印っていう先入観があるとなかなか気づけない暗号だったね。科学君みたいに PC の画面上で実際に記号を組み合わせられる人がいてくれてよかったよ。
きっとその状態でパネルを押し込めば扉が開くはずです。無能さん、お願いできますか？
了解。じゃあ試してみるね。
Alright, let's go. We managed to solve another puzzle. Begin moving towards the cipher panels. As I said before, like in Hypercube, because like I remember that shape from like watching a movie like that. I think it was like 2 different movies with that. But I think I only watched the first one. It was such a no, not the first one, second one. It was such a weird ass movie. It was like a labyrinth that goes on forever, but each room had its own like rule. One where gravity didn't work, one where something didn't work, some where something else didn't work. Like for example, there was one room where 2 people just fell in love with each other or something, but when someone else came in there, it was basically just, to put it simple, they had been dead for a long ass time. Like time didn't work and stuff like that because like it was a tesseract basically, hypercube. So the laws of physics didn't work in there. It was such a weird ass like horror movie or like sci-fi movie. That was technically the second. The first one was like something similar, where it was more like, that's easy to say like the second movie was like this is the final product, but the first movie was like this is the prototype.
待ちなよ。暗号を解いたのはガックンだろう。どうして無能くんが結果を試すんだい？それはちょっと理不尽じゃないかな。
僕は別にそんな。
言いがかりはよせよ。科学君の体じゃパネルを回すことも押し込むこともできないじゃないか。
もしこの推理が外れていたら、無能くんはペナルティで何らかの仕掛けに巻き込まれる可能性がある。それでも代わりに押させるのかな。
I really don't like Renegade at all.
体を言い訳に、リスクを誰かに背負わせるのが当然と思ってないか？
そんなことありませんよ。僕は
やめろよ。科学君がそんなことを考えているわけないだろう。
I brushed past Renegade Detective and approached the panel, pushing them without hesitation. Also, at the same time, we can have Doleful close by just to like, is this dangerous? With a satisfying sound, new passageways open up in the walls.
ほら、普通に会っていたじゃないか。難癖をつけるなよ。
難癖じゃないよ。ただ心配なだけさ。無自覚にリスクを他人に背負わせるガックンと、そのリスクを平気で引き受けちゃう君や他の探偵たちがね。
リスクぐらい引き受けるさ。仲間なんだから当たり前だろ。
Fair enough.
科学君、君のおかげで暗号を解けたんだから気にしちゃダメだよ。
はい。
Ignoring Renegade Detective's word, I pushed his wheelchair towards the open passage. Tech's expression remains troubled. No surprise considering all the awful things Renegade Detective said to him. I remember him picking on Techie in the dungeon too. I also keep an eye on him and make sure nothing else happens.
さあ、さっさとこのような迷宮は抜けますわよ。リーダーである私についていらっしゃい。
Wash confidently marches into the passage alone. At the instant she disappears from our sight.
家族さんダメ、それ以上進まないで。
家族さん、大丈夫？
I hurry ahead and catch up with Posh. Her eyes are wide and blood is dripping from her hand. Forming a line of sight, the droplets of red suspense in the air. Wait, it's...
何か糸のようなものが貼られていますわ。
これ、洋館でも貼られていたワイヤーソーだよね。まさか、社畜さんが罠を。
気をつけて、 この先の通路の至るところにワイヤー層が張られてる。油断して進んだら大怪我を負うよ。
まるで洋館の地下通路に張られた罠の再現だな。
There are two doors. Is this in the other room as well?
もしかしたら洋館の罠も社畜探偵の仕業だったりしてね。
まさかそんなの信じられませんよ。
I'm really taken by this story, by the way. I'm just listening sometimes. I'm trying my best to just talk to you all. But the problem is, like, I don't have much to talk about. At the same time, it's like, I also try to listen and read at the same time. The only thing I can talk about is, like, trying to, like, talk about Saturday. Because I am excited. I hope you all are as well. I hope this will go well, to be honest. Like, it's as people say, like, sometimes they do sabotage and stuff because, like, they try to reach a goal. Like, for example, I asked Leo for a little bit of advice and stuff. And he said, like, if you have some specific goal, for example, like this, that, this. But I don't. I just want to, like, have a little celebration and I want to, like, make it special. But I have one idea. And as I said, I think I said this before. I don't know how far I got into this context. But basically, if I'm gonna do the whole, like, baking cake thing, I will be not having a camera. And as I said, like, I checked around for... Oh, shit, I must read this as well, because I can't read. I'm not sure as before is on... I can't even say that. Slicing through the wires of another. Reminder of my first moment in Gormcast, where Alcoholic had been there. And I vaguely recall Dolphin armor clearing the trap together. And Gorm said, I can't believe he's trying to hurt us either. So why set this trap? Then Gormley speaks from right behind me, her eyes round as a dinner plate. But basically, like, I tried to find something that's, like, wireless. And my thought was first, like, an action camera or something, because some of those are wireless and you can use them as, like, a webcam. But the problem is the price of them is, like, 2,000 and above. Probably, like, 3,000 above, something like that. And I don't need an action camera because there's nothing really for me to, like, film in that sense. I was kind of, like, interested in getting, like, one of those 360 cameras just because of, like, how it works. But those are also hella expensive. But I managed to find a security camera for, like, tenth the price, basically, like 250 something. And I did check on the internet that apparently you might be able to use that as a webcam. It depends a bit on, because I did check one of them using, like, one of the action cameras as a webcam, but it was a lot of, like, okay, you see this thing, like, I just skipped through the video a bit and I saw a load of code and was like, if I need to go through that just to work this thing as a webcam, it's like, no. If there's, like, an easy way, like, oh yeah, just use this, like, for example, when I use my IP cam on my phone, I basically use an IP address that leads to my phone, or at least the software on my phone, and that allows me to basically use it as a webcam, or, well, it allows me to basically reach the browser source for the webcam. And that is what I'd be using whenever I use it on stream. I could use it for whenever I open cards, because I could, like, basically back up. I could have, like, my table beside me and do shit there, because I don't need a camera otherwise, or my phone otherwise. But if I am in the kitchen, I would need that to actually check my chat, and unfortunately that would be kind of difficult. So I might actually check upon that, just in case. Because, like, 250 is, like, I will get salary soon, and, like, that is better than going after something for 2,000-3,000 or upwards. Especially if I'm just gonna use it in these situations. Because sure, if I, like, had a reason to own an action camera or something, like having it on me when I walk and stuff, then sure. I use my phone because I'm capable of basically like doing selfie towards me and see how it looks, and do forward and see how it looks. I could do shit with that with an action camera if it had like screens and stuff, but that would still be not the easiest to do either because, well, at the same time it's kind of like pricey. So I don't really for right now need that anyway.
一瞬で双家だった。この王冠、黒い SPX の時と同じだ。まずいよ。あの赤い影は絶対にま
Well,
ずい。
Workaholic did warn us about the red one, so we're gonna have to like decide Midolfo's face might become drained of all color. It's like when he ran into the black SPX. Could this be the red model Workaholic mentioned?
皆さん、できるだけ足音を立てずに逃げましょう。あの赤い影には近づかない方がいいと思います。
But just as I'm about to start to distance myself from the red figure, I realize that it's getting closer and closer. We aren't making any sound, and no other SPX has been able to detect us from so far away. Did it really manage to spot us from this range?
みんな走って。
I give the command before I can even think, and everyone breaks into a sprint at once. Then I hear a screech emanating behind us, one unlike any I've heard until now. The mechanical shriek rumbles through the passage. From our rear, I can make out a sound of snapping wires and rolling rubber threads. The noise rapidly grows louder, and will come by the threat of immediate demise. A memory from 10 years ago suddenly pops into my head. I'm recalling this now. Is this what it's like to have your life flash before your eyes? I'm able to spare a glance behind us, which is the front of the room where we stayed at last night. We can get inside and reset the panel. Maybe be able to close the door. But as it stands, there's no way we'll be able to make it in time.
科学君、SPX の言葉が解析できないかな。
それがどんな加工をしても解析ができないんです。あの SPX は本当にただの機械音しか発していないのかもしれません。
それって。
So it doesn't have a clue or something, and that's bad. We have no way of dealing with it. But this maze and the SPX within it were intended for child test subjects. Would they really include something that was impossible to take on?
科学君、急に止まってどうしたの？
Eki frantically tries to operate his chair, which has suddenly ceased moving, but doesn't budge an inch.
今無理に解析を行ったせいで車椅子のバッテリーが上がってしまったみたいで、僕のことはいいので先へ行ってください。僕はフレンズで何とかします。
Eki's voice is trembling. This obviously is lying. No one can take on an SPX alone.
科学君。
科学殿。
Armor and I simultaneously begin sprinting to take his side, but the red SPX is already right behind him. We're not gonna get there in time.
ダメです。来ないでください。今来たら皆さんまで。
大事な若い命を放ってはおけない。そうだよね。
Someone slips past Armor and me in a flash. He rushes to Teki, getting between him and the red SPX, and offers up his own right arm.
魂のないメカに俺の仲間は殺させない。
Jesus Christ. Okay. I still hate this guy. I can't really read this guy. He is like having the worst time dealing with everyone here. And somehow he just decides that, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna lose my arm for Teki here, which apparently Maybe the thing he says before is like, it's not meant to be rude, or it's meant to be rude, but meant to be like constructive. like, oh, you're letting them do this just because you are relying on you're just in a wheelchair and stuff. Not in the sense of being mean, but more just saying that you can do more if you goddamn try. I actually don't know. This is confusing. There's a muffled sound like tearing cardboard. Cardboard, Jesus, that must be like a slash and a half. Resembling a flurry of bright scarlet petals. Fresh blood that rains to the earth. A moment later, a flesh-colored object hits the ground. Yeah, it's its arm.
ケドウさん
Jesus. Take's voice snaps me out of my trance. I'm dizzy and unable to fully grasp what happened. Soon find myself propping Renegade upright.
ケドウ探偵、君がどうして？
おいおい、何度も言っているだろう。
Renegade grins as he answers, his face bloodless and pale.
命はかけがえのない尊いものなんだ。あんな鉄くずなんかに奪わせちゃいけない。
I don't goddamn understand this guy who apparently have killed people and still does this because life is precious. So why did he kill the other ones if life is precious? Because they must have done something to him or someone else that he actually allowed that.
さあ、部屋まで戻ろう。体勢を立て直さなきゃね。
We'll need to somehow attach your goddamn arm, I guess.
フルメタルドロップキック
The SPX is toppled by Armor's flying kick, slipping on the blood-slick floor. If we're going to escape now, or his chance. I support the Renegade while Armor pushes Techi's wheelchair, and we sprint with all our might. I'm not gonna like that guy. I am not gonna like that guy. But the goddamn way he does things sometimes is like... It's as I said, it's like he makes shit goes forward, but the way he does it sometimes is like... what's wrong with you?
鎮痛剤で落ち着いて眠っているわ。片手を失ったっていうのに大したものね。
僕のせいで本当にごめんなさい。
Just hearing stuff in the background when I'm watching YouTube.
僕らが動き出すのが遅かったのが悪いんだ。もっと素早く動けていたら。
それは科学さんの異常に気づけもしなかった私たちへの皮肉かしら。
あの状況で全員が助かったこと自体が奇跡。まずは全員が生きていることを喜ぶべきでしょう。と、少女はしんみりムードを嫌っていった。
What sort of weapon did you use at the same time?
そうかもしれないね。あの赤い SPX は今までのどんな機体よりも怖い気配を感じたよ。
Yeah, our colleague did say that we should stay away from
も
that
しゲド
thing.
探偵のおかげで隙が生まれていなかったら全員死んでいたかもしれない。
In a sense, I don't want to tank the guy because, goddamn, he's...
あの距離でバレるなんて。今までの SPX よりも索敵能力が優れている機体なのかな。
優れているのは索敵能力だけじゃないわ。
The speed as well.
武装ちゃん、怪我をしたならちゃんと言いなさい。あなた、足に大怪我を負っているでしょう。
Wait, you actually got hurt when you smacked the shit out of that thing?
武装さんが怪我って。
I look at Armor's foot and see a deep gash in the metal. My mind shoots back to him kicking the SPX that is arm.
すまない。みんなを不安にさせたくはなかったのだ。我が奴にドロップキックを食らわせた一瞬で、奴の体の仕込み刀で切りつけられたらしい。見ての通り、刃は鎧を砕き、我の肉体にまで届いている。
Oh, this thing is bad.
我の鎧でも防ぎきれないようだ。
そ そんなにもあの SPX の狂気は強烈なの？
黒い SPX だって武装ちゃんの鎧は傷つけられなかったのにね。
Yep, this thing is apparently its league on its own.
あのト
Wonderful.
マト色の SPX は別格よ。今までみたいに武装ちゃんに盾になってもらっても
Some have clues. This is like meant to kill. Could it be that we're like close to the end? Not the ending of the game, but the end of this labyrinth? Because as I said, this is like a test of life and death. So what if it's like, oh, the white ones, they have one clue, you're gonna have to like survive that. The invisible one have one clue, you're gonna survive that. And then it's like, when you have gotten all of that together, you should be able to withstand the red one. Because it doesn't have a clue, it is stronger like... it's stronger than any one of the other ones. If our path cross again, we may not survive. What are we supposed to do now?
進むしかないだろう。
He only has gotten one goddamn arm now. I thought Renegade had fallen asleep, but suddenly a springs up.
眠っていなくて
Sorry, I apparently forgot to press the button to stop the automatic. But the problem is like it more or less just goes back and forth if it depends on like if it's there or not. If I press now, it
十分に
stops.
脳は休まったし、傷口は止血
And
し
sometimes it doesn't. It's like
もう大丈夫
really annoying. He says that, but his face still looked pallid, which is only natural considering all the pain and blood loss he suffered.
気持ちは嬉しいけど無茶するのはやめよう。僕らは急いで脱出する必要なんてないんだから。
We kinda sorta need to. I don't know how much more food we
あ
have.
るよ。大ありさ。もしあの赤い SPX が社畜探偵による差し金だとしたら、立ち止まってなんていられない。彼は俺を止めるために今暴走している。一人一人の命の重さというものを忘れてしまっているんだ。
Okay, that is definitely a lie.
俺は昔、大切な母さんを殺してしまった時に、命の重さに気づいた。その重さに耐える方法はたくさんあるけれど、正当化だけは見過ごせない。探偵にしろ、犯罪者にしろ、自分が奪った命に対して責任は持つべきだろう。
He has such a weird way of seeing things, like damn.
実に醜い考えだよ。
そこまでしてでも社畜さんを追いたいんだね。
Without even a hint of humor, Renegade Detective gives a single deep nod.
無能殿、下道殿の言う通りなのである。社畜殿からもっと真相を教えてもらわなければ。
いずれ突破しないといけない道ですわ。皆さんも命を懸ける覚悟で挑んでくださいまし。もちろん不安な方はこちらに残って救助を待っていただいてもよろしいですわ。次は正真正銘命がけの戦いになりますからね。
No one speaks up following Posh's comment. We all understand our position. If we can't make it through the passage guarded by the red SPX, we'll have no future to speak of. Our minds are made up. We begin planning our strategy to defeat the red SPX.
既存の遊具を改造してドローンフレンズキョロキョロちゃんを作ってみ
I
ま
think
し
it
た。
might be a good idea to save because it's kind of like now things are starting. It's not like it's in a sense it's a cliffhanger, but the way they did things is like it's a good time because now they basically changed the scene from now we're escaping and now we're planning. Oh, hold on, let me just stretch a bit. Damn. Oh, that was a good stretch actually. Holy crap.